Hey bro, welcome to the Ugly Aesthetics. My name is Nicholas. This is Athani Goshko Doshko Boshko Moshko Skobo Bobo Skobo, and everything in my life is ugly. Today I told you to grab your pens, grab your pencils, grab your crayons, whatever you need, and a notebook. Okay, if you don't have a notebook, get a notebook. Class is in session. Here we go. First of all, don't lick my notebook. This is my notebook. He really wants to eat it. You're not eating my notebook, and that's just how this is gonna go. Hi, why don't you come up here and lay down? Can you lay down? Good baby. Oh, my favorite boy is here. Oh, my favorite boy is here. Sorry, Edmund. My boyfriend, Edmund. What a big yaw for such a tiny baby town. Every couple months, I do more of like a self-helpy type thing. I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I just know that I've been through some things. For new subscribers, I suggest you go back. There's some very intense videos that talk about like me growing up and the things that I've been through and the things that I deal with as far as like, you know, eating, mental health, like all that stuff. Everybody always tells me that I'm super positive, and I love that. Everyone says that I'm always so happy, and I love that, but I'm not. That is why I do show, like my last vlog, I showed myself literally crying. I think it's important. We live in a world where social media is not real. People do not put their real lives out there. Obviously, I'm not gonna put my whole life, but I think it's super important to show like vulnerability as much as I hate it. Got eye boogies. This is just another one of those things that I now do every single night. It just keeps me super positive, keeps me super motivated. I'm having better days. Now, obviously there's days where like I'm not doing well, but then I do this and it reminds me like, okay, like your life is good. Do you know what I mean? What you're really drooling on my leg. It's really gross. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it, Mr. Goulet. You wanna get into it? Let's get into it. Over the last, I would say like couple months, I've started randomly asking myself these questions and just like adding to a list. And then now it's turned into something bigger for myself. And I thought, okay, don't be selfish, share it. And I think this is something that we can do together, which is really awesome. I really wholeheartedly, from the deepest depths of my soul, think this is gonna make your life better. There are things in here that are going to make you happier. And drive you towards your goals. Please don't bark. I created this list of questions, and that's why I want you to have a notebook. Every single night, I want you to ask yourself these questions and write down your answers, because it's gonna make your next day a better day. This might sound stupid, okay? Me, 3 or 4 years ago, probably would have been like,
this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The reason people call me positive is because I hold myself accountable and I like make my days good. I force them to be good. Not every day is good, but this helps. The first thing you're gonna do is open it to page 1. So let me go over here so I can put the question here. I feel like lick my notebook. I'm gonna put the questions here and I'll sit over here. The first question is, what did I eat today? So what you eat in a day, actually, I know this sounds stupid, plays a huge role in how you feel physically through the day. So if you eat something that makes you lethargic or tired, you might not be as motivated throughout the day. So did you eat things today that like made you feel energized, or did you eat things that took your energy away? I'm not saying have a cup of coffee after your 16 loaves of bread. Do you know what I mean? That's not gonna give you energy. Did you eat enough today? I'm not saying like eat 20 salads, okay? I hate bowls of leaves. I don't eat salad. We're not doing it here. But if you love salads, live your life. Are you having little snacks? That's how I do it. I just have lots of healthy snacks through the day. And that's not saying don't eat bad food. I'm just saying, are you eating things that are giving you more energy throughout the day? Next question. Did I meet all of my goals today? So right before I go to bed, I write on my giant whiteboards, which I showed you in a different vlog. I'll link it below for those of you who haven't seen, if you're a new subscriber here. I have these ginormous whiteboards where I literally write down all of my ideas, all of my goals, by the days, like everything, how many things I'm posting, what it is. They don't have to be intense. Do you know what I mean? I think when people think goal, they think, wow, like, so that was ridiculous. I think when people think goals, they think of like these huge things and these huge ideas. And I like calling them goals more on my to-do list because goals are more motivating. So it's just wordplay. It just makes me feel more motivated if I call putting all of my laundry away, or posting these social media things, or taking this kind of content, or learning a new skill, learning to cook a new dinner, like reading a chapter in a book. Calling them goals for me makes it more motivating than just calling it like a to-do list. And if you don't have any goals, or you don't have something, make one. Find a goal. Like one of my goals is to learn how to make pottery, okay, and ceramics. I've always wanted to do that because I want to sell them one day and make things like that. So what would my goal be? To find a pottery class. It can literally be anything. My life is literally run by lists. If I can write it down on a list, like my whiteboard are lists, my phone has lists, my computer has lists. Like I literally am hella lists. I'm hella lists. I have hella lists because I feel like if I can see everything in front of me, then I'm held accountable. accountable for it.
Oh, tomorrow I'm just gonna do this, blah, blah, blah.
In my head, I'm probably not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Whereas if I have things and I'm crossing things off, then I'm like, done, 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 done. On my to-do list right now on my whiteboard, it says like wash hair, because I haven't washed my hair in like 7 days. I feel like if you only put big things that can be kind of intimidating or bigger tasks, then it can kind of look defeating. When you start to cross off those small things and you see all the things crossed off, that's motivating. It motivates me to keep crossing things off and to keep getting things done. Because they're just like little accomplishments. This one is literally at me, like literally just at me. At mention me. Did I speak negatively today? And if I did, how could I have redirected those thoughts or words? I feel very targeted every time I read this. I am naturally a negative thinker. I know a lot of people tell me that I am like the positivity, the light in their life, but I actually always have negative thoughts like all the time. But I'm always doing a lot of work to redirect those thoughts because I obviously don't want to think negatively. I also want to make it clear that it's not bad to think negative thoughts. Like it doesn't make you a bad person because you think something negative. What you do after you have your negative thought kind of dictates how you are as a human being. So it's like if I think something negatively about someone or about myself or about a situation, it's up to me to then go, okay, I thought this way. How can I turn this around? Does this affect me and how does this affect me? And if it did affect me, why? We all have negative thoughts, but how are we redirecting them and making sure that we think positively after that? After that. Is there something that is weighing on me? And if so, how can I reduce that stress? This can be big or small, okay? This doesn't have to be like, oh, this big thing weighing on me. It can literally be something small. And I think it's important to acknowledge, oh my God, I'm so itchy. I think it's important to acknowledge the little stresses as well, because I feel like we let those things pile up. And whenever we have a little stress, we just go, oh, that's life. Like whatever, that's just how life goes. But I also feel like that doesn't have to be your life, because at the end of the day, just remember that like, this is your life. So for me, like for example, a huge stress I had was after going back to work after this quarantine and all that stuff. Don't want to get demonetized. I was really stressed because I was spending so much time making clothes and packaging orders, and then I was like, oh wait, now I'm going back to work full time. I also have a dog. I want to be able to give like my full undivided attention because he deserves that, right? I want to be present for him. My stress was, what can I do and what can I take away? So what did I do? I cut back my hours. LOL. Let me cut half my income. What can I do to bring more revenue and stay home with my dog? What an interesting problem to have. I'm like, I don't want to work so I can spend time with my dog. I sound annoying, but it's true. He's my whole life. You all know the reason I do this is for Steven. And so then I was like, how can I take some of my workload off from making clothes and doing all this stuff? I'm gonna hire somebody or a company to take care of stuff, and I'm gonna pay hella money. But so that took a huge part of my stress away, but added more financial stress. So again, I was like, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And so it's just all about writing down the things that cause you stress, figuring out little tiny steps in different ways to minimize that stress. It's not just acknowledging stress or being like, this is stressing me out. Like, yeah, everybody's stressed out by something. I hate the kind of person who is like,
the world is against me, everything's against me, blah, blah, blah.
No, grab yourself a notebook, make a list. Obviously, there's situations and circumstances we cannot control. There's so much we can't control that I feel like we don't think we can. The amount of things that I was stressed about, and I literally just write down how I'm gonna fix it, I fix it and it's done, and then I'm like moving on to the next thing that stresses me out. What is the goal that I'm trying to reach? So this one is more of your overall goal, what you're working towards. Forever, my goal is always to have a family, husband and children, to build a massive home, not a massive home, but to build a big home for me and my family, and to have a business that will provide for my family with me still being able to be present. Which is literally why I'm working my butt off now, so that I can do that in the future. Because I'm still what? I'm like 29? Like, I got time. So I encourage you to have a big goal. It doesn't have to be super specific. Mine is specific because I've always known that that's what I've wanted. Just like a big thing that you're working towards. Because if you have that big one, you can create your steps on how you're getting there, right? Which is where we're gonna get there in the next question. What can I do tomorrow that I didn't do today that will help me get closer to my next goal? This should always be changing, because until you've reached that big goal that you have, like, you have all these little tiny steps. This helps you try to check little things off and figure out your to-do list and your order of events that it's gonna take to get to that major goal. Like for me, I want to have a family, right? Well, my boyfriend lives in America. The next step and goal is getting him to my country. A part of my next goal is, unfortunately, saving about $30,000 to show the government that I can take care of him. You don't just marry somebody and then they just move there and your life is fine and they can work and everything. That's not how the Canadian government works, unfortunately. They want me to prove that I can take care of him and that he won't need government assistance and blah, 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 blah. I basically, even if we get married, I still have to sponsor him. I go, okay, well, if I have this much expenses and I have this much that goes out and comes in and blah, 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 I don't work in the summer teaching dance, I don't have all these things, like there's all these months that I don't make money, like what can I do and how much money can I put away? And if that's not enough, what else can I do to bring in extra revenue? Another goal is to build my subscriber audience. YouTube is a platform where I can promote my clothing business. I can outreach to so many people. I literally can like help people, which is another one of my end goals, which is to help people and share my experiences and my story. I have a huge goal, like a massive one that I can't really talk about because that involves my audience, and it's to help you guys. And it's a part of what I think my life's purpose is. You know, like I love creating clothes, I love creating art. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to help people and outreach to people and make people's lives better. And I always say, I'm here with Steve to make people smile on the days that they feel like they can't. This thing that I want to do one day, I want to be what I do one day. Like that's my purpose, my career, everything. So I look at that goal and then I write down all the little things that it's gonna take to get me there. And that's what I encourage you to do. So what can you do tomorrow that you didn't do today to help you get to that goal? I hope this makes sense. It makes sense in my head. What did I do today that made me happy? This is so important. This is literally wildly important. Can you see my dog? It's literally so important. If you're not experiencing some sort of happiness, big or small, in your day, that needs to be your goal. Every day I write down one thing that made me happy, and I try not to make it the same thing every single day. It could be a conversation I had with my student while I was teaching that day. It could be a milestone Steven hit in like training. It could be a meal that I made that I'm proud of. It doesn't have to be life-changing, and it can be. It can be something massive that happened that makes you so happy, but it could also just be a simple thing that made you happy. What can I do tomorrow that I didn't do today that will make me happy? This one's kind of hard because a lot of the things that make us happy are random. They're moments. They're not forced. We didn't go, this is gonna make me happy, I'm gonna do it, right? They're like things that surprised us and brought us joy. But what you can do is have something to look forward to. So it's important to always have something to look forward to. I recognize I'm grateful that I have things to look forward to. But if I don't think I have something to look forward to, I give myself something. For example, something small that makes me happy is coffee, okay? So setting aside 1 hour in the morning, cuddle with Steve with my coffee, read a book with my coffee, or watch an episode of Housewives that just came out with my coffee, like that's something that makes me happy. And it's a simple thing. Skincare. Doing my skincare routine and taking extra time. That's a simple pleasure that makes me happy. So schedule in something that makes you happy. Find something simple. And if you don't have something simple, start something simple. Anything that just makes you smile or makes you happy. I mean, it doesn't have to make you smile. I don't sit there smiling watching Housewives. It can literally be like, you want to go out to dinner tomorrow with your friend. Sit in and watch a movie with your friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever you want to be with. Your dog. That's what I like to do. Find little outings. Find little things. Go on a walk. Something that's calming. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And lastly is your goals/to-do list. So what is on your to-do list? I write down my goals, my ideas, everything the night before so that when I wake up, I have this list. This is the final step because this sets the tone for your next day. You are going to bed prepared for the next day, for the second you wake up. And the biggest thing out of all of this is when I wake up, I reread everything I wrote the night before. You don't need to write essays, okay? This doesn't need to be some whole MLA format, like hand it into the professor. Like do point form. I do a lot of point form because it's quick for me to read, to the point. And it's good just to remind yourself of how yesterday went and how you can make the next day better. So that's it. That's literally it, okay? I was always writing them down on my computer, but then I thought, let me get a notebook, okay? And then let me say, you guys get a notebook and let's do this together. I think that's gonna be the cutest part. You don't have to send me your stuff, right? Like this is all personal to people. You can send me a little picture of you with your coffee, like an aesthetic post with like you writing, do you know what I mean? Like a cute little thing. Ew, I'd cry, that's so cute. Yeah, this is something I do myself, and I thought, if this is making me happy, why don't I share it with you guys, and then you guys can do this with me. There's gonna be days you don't wanna do it, okay? Because there's some times when I feel so defeated and I just feel like I could die. And then I write this down and I fill these answers out and I go, okay, this was my day today. Tomorrow's gonna be better, and you just have to make it better, yeah? And it's not gonna, you're not just gonna wake up amazing. And you might. It's gonna be ups and downs, but that's why, like, when people say, how did you get so happy? I didn't just get happy. Dixie D'Amelio. It's a work in progress. I am upset a lot. I have a lot of days where I don't feel good. You can't just train Steve and then he's just a trained dog. You have to continue to train them every single day. I'm the same way. I need to continue to train myself and make myself happy. Anyway, how many times did I say happy in this video? If someone could comment how many times I said the word happy in this video, I will die. Show me your notebook. Send me pictures of your your notebooks. Oh my god, please do. Let's do this together. I think it'd be so cute. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'm so excited for you if you do this. I might have written things like in the questions like not grammatically correct. I don't know, I just made up these questions, okay, because I needed to be held accountable. I may add more. It'll be cool for me too to be like, okay, grab your notebooks on Sunday, I've got a new question you're writing down on your your list. So I think that'll be cool and it'll be something we can do together, and I'm just so excited about that. Subscribe to my channel, click the button that's red, it's the subscribe button. If you click it, you'll be well, you won't be notified. If you click the notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video, okay? The notification bell will be like,
dang, they posted a video and you should go watch it.
and honestly, that's just factual information. I put out a new vlog every Wednesday and a new topic sit-down video every single Sunday. My Instagram is @theuglyesthetics. My TikTok is @theuglyesthetic with no S. And my clothing Instagram, which things are happening, is @shoptheuglyesthetics. My Snapchat is @actuallysougly. I think that's literally everything. Okay, let's awkwardly sit here in silence so that I can have an outro screen, okay? Because I have to have those boxes come up that say subscribe.